How you doing, guys? Big Mac Dan Skull back once again with another Mortal Realms video for you. It's time to take a look through the pages of issue 18. Before we jump into the magazine and what we get with it, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Splinter, sponsor of this video. Splinter, as well as a few others, pledge to my Patreon on a regular basis, the funds from which go back into the channel. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can follow the link here or in the description below to my Patreon and pledge your support. Now, back to the issue and what comes with it. First off, we get two base paints, Dry Bark and Lead Belcher. At £2.75 a pot, this issue seems a little light on value, but we also get a new battle mat, giving us a bit of extra value. Now, as GW don't actually sell these battle mats separately, strictly speaking the issue is worth £5.50. But I like to think if Games Workshop sold these lightweight cardboard battle mats separately, it'd be at least £10. With that in mind, I'm giving the issue a value of £15. We're also going to learn about the Anvils of Heldenhammer. Onto the first page, we get Stormhost's Anvils of Heldenhammer. The Anvils of Heldenhammer represent one of Sigmar's greatest slights against the god of the dead, Nagash, at least in my mind. They are dark and brooding heroes from a bygone era and embrace the death they once feared. They are largely based in the realm of death, Shyish, and are feared by many of the citizens of that realm. The Corpse Pale warriors have been tasked by Sigmar with scouring the furthest reaches of Shyish for the secrets of immortality. Seeking such knowledge could cost them their souls, but they know the cost to all Stormcast will be severe should they fail. Back to Sigmar's greatest slight against Nagash that I mentioned earlier. Rather than being rescued from death while fighting the forces of chaos, each of the Anvils were souls long dead plucked from the underworld of Shyish and taken to Azir to be forged into Stormcast heroes. Nagash, who considered these spirits his, was angered by the actions of Sigmar, who not only denies the souls of warriors soon to die, but snatches them from under his nose. Or at least where his nose would be if he had one. Nagash takes every opportunity that presents itself to reclaim these souls. The Lord Relictors of the Stormhost strive to ensure Nagash is unable to reclaim their souls. They have created soul-capturing weapons and journey to the darkest of hells to claim knowledge of on Sigmar's behalf. The Anvils of Heldenhammer have huge sacrosanct chambers and spend centuries gathering arcane knowledge from across Shyish. They have fought vicious battles against the forces of the dead on numerous occasions. On the next page we get Order, Cities of Sigmar. Gleaming metropolises built around towering storm keeps, the cities of Sigmar are home to elf, dwarven and human alike. The mortal realms can be a dangerous place, with entire regions in the thrall of the dark gods of chaos or overrun with hordes of Oruks. But amidst these feral lands, bastions of civilization stand fast against these ever-present dangers. Mortals and Stormcast Eternals defend the cities from Sigmar's many foes and guard jealously the realm gates they often house. Hallowheart. Located in the realm of fire, Hallowheart is home to many powerful sorcerers. The city is built on a colossal pillar of rock that descends into the vast shimmering abyss. The abyss is filled with precious realmstone which the city's workers mine. Powerful magic seeps from Hallowheart's crystal caverns. This constant flow of energy grants the city's inhabitants a resistance to magic. This inbuilt resistance can often surprise enemies on the battlefield, as common foot soldiers shrug off normally potent magic. The city's wealth allows them to hire mercenary fire slayers to bolster their ranks, which are already filled with wizards, magical war engines and heavy infantry. In the next section we see Nighthaunt, Part 2. In death, the Nighthaunt feel only bitter hatred and none of their compassion or warmth they felt in life. Nagash takes great pleasure in picking the most ironic curses for his subjects. They often have a link to the way they died or their deeds in life. Only those who can focus their minds and drive out their deepest fears can stand against the supernatural terror of the Nighthaunt. It takes unflinching will to guide a weapon to harm a Nighthaunt, but in return, cold blades and skeletal hands take a terrible toll upon the living. The Thorny Briar is a plant commonly associated with the undead, Some of the most powerful spirits, such as Lady Alinda and the Briar Queen, manifest with thorny briars twisting around their ghostly forms. The Briar Queen even wields a whip made from thorny briars, and her chainmasked bodyguard are referred to as the Thorns. On the next page we get Forces of Destruction. If I was to get into Age of Sigmar in a big way, I'd most probably set myself up with a joint army of destruction. There's something about the vast majority of the miniatures in the collection that just call out to me. Savage Orruks, ravenous ogres, and insane grots all feel the call of the two-headed god Gorkamorka. They share an instinctive need to batter away civilization until no stone stands atop another. The races that make up the armies of destruction range in size from lowly snotlings no bigger than a weasel to towering gargants that take great joy in wielding fallen trees as weapons. As I mentioned earlier, the two-headed god of destruction is Gorkamorka. Each head has its own personality, and though they are similar, they often clash. When they come to blows, they split in two, Gork and Mork. Gork is more ferocious or brutal, and Mork is more cunning. It's not just the civilized forces of order that come under the attack from the forces of destruction. They will just as happily take up arms against the forces of chaos gods or those of death. If no other enemies present themselves, the various tribes will often turn their blades upon one another. This is probably for the best as far as the factions within the realms are concerned, as it is said that if the forces of destruction were to ever unite under one warlord, they may have the might and momentum to topple even the greatest cities. Ironjaws are the biggest and strongest Orruks, clad in crudely beaten iron plate. They are the armoured fist of Gorkamorka's hordes. They eschew cunning in favour of overwhelming strength and force of arms. Bone Splitters are weird even by Orruk standards. They have lost themselves to the great green god Gorkamorka. They possess a battle fury and weird energies capable of destroying even the most well-equipped of enemies, and they are capable of running down any foe. The next section is the short story The Battle of Burlier, in which the Anvils of Heldenhammer take up arms against the Maggotkin of Nurgle. I'm not going to go into that though. Then we have the painting section, in which we take our terrain up a notch by picking out the metal and brown areas using the paints we got in this week's issue. Handy that. Finally, we have the playthrough section, in which we add a whole new phase to our games, Battle Shock. And for anyone familiar with 40k, it's basically the morale phase with another name. And that's all I've got to say about the playthrough section. Let's take a look at the inside back cover and appreciate the awesome terrain that will no doubt come our way from issues 21 to 40. It is, of course, sat on our new battle map that we get in this issue and represents the Realm of Life, Ghyran. Flipping the map over though, you'll see that we can line it up next to the one we already have. And it sort of forms a smaller version of the Realm of Battle boards that you can buy in plastic from Games Workshop. Onto the back page, what's coming in issue 19 of Mortal Realms. Spirit Torment, Knight of Shrouds and Guardian of Souls, 3 fantastic looking miniatures for death. Speaking of fantastic looking miniatures though, wait until you see what we're getting in issue 20. The Lord Arcanum and Evocator Prime charge into battle to join the ranks of the Stormcasts. And that concludes another episode. Before you go, don't forget to give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Any questions you've got, you can ask in the comments below. There's a button here for you to subscribe if you've not already done so, and a Patreon link here if you'd like to support the channel. There's also a couple of videos here for you to check out at your leisure. Thanks very much for watching guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield.